What is up, everyone? Today is Friday the 13th of November, and today's the day that the iPhone 12 mini comes out, and also the iPhone 12 Pro Max. But right here we've got the iPhone 12 mini. Now this is going to be my next phone. Currently I am still using my iPhone 8, which has been absolutely phenomenal for nearly 3 years now. So I had a 2-year contract on this guy, and I'm currently in a SIM-only plan. I went to a SIM-only plan just as I was waiting for the right phone to come out that I wanted. So I've had a good few months on this plan, and 3 were generous enough to upgrade me to the iPhone 12 mini with no early upgrade fees, and they just sorted out my contract, and I've got a really nice deal, so I'm really pleased about that. So the iPhone 8, as you guys can see, it's done me well. I've got a cracked screen. Screen is covered in scratches, cracked back here as well, and also the battery is now completely useless with 2 or 3 charges needed per day, and I'm not even a really heavy user. But that's the iPhone 8, it's been great, and now let's dig into the iPhone 12 mini. Phone unboxings don't come around too often on my channel, simply because I try and keep phones as long as possible. Wow, that popped right open, didn't it? But it is an exciting time when I do get to use a new phone, and this time, more than any other time, I've been looking forward to it because I've never really damaged a phone as much as I've managed to damage this iPhone 8. So for that reason, I'm going to be casing up the iPhone 12 mini. I don't typically use cases, but I've ordered the case for this guy, and we'll get onto that in a minute. So here we go, and as you guys can see, I've gone for the Pacific blue colour, and it is very striking. Wow, look at that in the box there. That is just gorgeous, isn't it? So let's take it out and let's have a feel of what the phone is like in the hand. Let's just unpeel this. Interesting to note that this is sort of now like a kind of papery cover on the screen as opposed to the plastic that used to be completely wrapped around the whole phone. So that's that, and yeah, look at that. That is the device. Wow. Of course, the biggest thing to note differences is obviously the iPhone 8 is still one of the kind of more old school looking smartphones in the sense that you've got larger bezels with the top of the phone here around the chin at the bottom. This guy is pretty much edge to edge screen with the notch at the top, so that'll take some getting used to for me. I've never had a phone of this sort of form factor with a large screen like this before, but something that is standing out even more at the moment, because obviously the screen isn't on so we can't really tell, is the fact that this is such a lovely throwback to the iPhone 4 and iPhone 5 era design. It's very straight. Gone completely are the curves from the edge of the phone. So as you guys can see, that couldn't be any more different in terms of the approach to the design of the overall phone there. It just is very nice to hold. I much prefer it than the curved edges of this guy. And what's interesting is I never had an iPhone 4 or 5 at the time. After the iPhone 3GS, I jumped ship, went to Android. When I came back to iPhone, the iPhone 6 was out. So I missed out on this lovely design altogether. Anyway, there's the phone. Let's put this off to one side for a second. And we're actually not going to pull any of this out. We've got the USB-C to Lightning charging cable, as well as the documentation and single Apple sticker in there. So we're just going to put all this back. I'm not going to need either of those things. What I'll do is use my current charger for now. And I've actually got a Apple wireless charger on the way. And to use with that, I bought the new USB-C power brick. Now, talking about all this, you guys can see the size of the box. Obviously, the boxes are a lot smaller now because they don't include the charger with the phone. They don't include the power brick, and of course no earbuds in here either this time. You know, environmentally, from an environmental perspective, that is absolutely fantastic. Obviously that's the way they tried to swing it in the Apple event. So much better for the environment. The box is half the size, but the problem is, just like myself, most people are probably going to order a power adapter as well, or at least some form of charging accessory. Like I've ordered this power adapter and I've ordered the wireless charger. The wireless charger has been delayed, so I can't showcase it in this video, unfortunately. But you know, that is a lot more packing space than what would have been in the box originally. So hopefully it will cut down on a little bit of kind of environmental waste with the amount of plastic going on and people just having chargers hanging around that they never use and then they end up in landfill. I'm all for all that sort of thing. Obviously, the more care we can take of our planet, the better. But I just don't think that this is going to be a very effective approach considering the fact that most people are going to buy a charger, unfortunately. But there we go. And obviously, the whole USB-C thing is a bit of a debacle at the moment with what's going on. Most people have a USB-A charging plug from their previous iPhone, but whatever. That doesn't matter at the moment. We're just concerned about the phone. So here it is. And we are going to slap this guy on it. This is the MagSafe case. I went for the clear one. Now, the reason I went for the clear one is because the phone is such a gorgeous colour. I didn't really want to have any other colour case around it, hiding that nice finish. I've never had a blue phone before. My iPhone 8 is the product red, and before then all my phones have been pretty boring colours, so it's nice to have a bit of colour in your life, and I didn't want to hide that away with a case. So we've gone for the clear case, although one disadvantage to the clear case is this ring on the back, and I wasn't really sure how much of a ring it was going to be, but yeah, in person that is a pretty big ring, isn't it? Let's snap this onto the phone sooner rather than later before I manage to crack this one. Okay, there we have it. Case is on, and it feels a little on the bulky side with the case on. Obviously, I'm not a fan of phone cases, but I will get used to this. I'm going to have to leave it on, folks. I've got to look after this thing. I managed to crack this thing pretty soon after I got it, and it was annoying. I think it was on the 13th month that I owned it, which by my standards is still when the device is relatively new to me. I cracked the back of this guy, and I was gutted because that's when my 12 months of initial insurance that I took out on the phone ended, so I wasn't able to get that repaired. Screen crack happened much later for me, so that's not a problem. The ring is a bit weird, isn't it? But yeah, we can live with that. You can still see the Apple logo. It looks nice. Let's just power it on, I think. Where's the power button? That's the power button on the side. Let's see what it does. Oh, I need to put a SIM card in it as well, of course. Remove the SIM from my old phone. But let's just have a quick look and see if we can get anything up on the display, because I just want to see the size of the screen in person. In my hand, definitely glad I went for the Mini. You guys might be a bit confused, usually I go for bigger displays on things and I want things as big as possible. I've got terrible eyesight, I need to see things, but honestly, I find that having larger text on a smaller phone is better for me than having a bigger phone with, the text in proportion to the size of the phone. So I'd rather still have a smaller phone that I can handle with one hand like this. And I like to keep my phone on me at all times. When I'm doing work or something like a kind of manual sort of job or whatever that involves a lot of moving about, I don't like to take my phone out of my pocket. I'm not the kind of person that takes my phone out of my pocket, puts it to one side. Keep my phone on me all the time, and I don't like the device to be too big and bulky in my pocket. I like it to just be as small as possible. This iPhone has been fantastic, been really good. It's about as kind of sleek as you can get these days, but as you can see, the iPhone 12 mini, even with the case on, is still a tad smaller than it, which is fantastic, although the overall thickness feels a lot more when you put the devices side by side with the case on as well, as you guys can see, and I can feel it in my hand as well, not just see it. The overall thickness, this definitely feels like a chunky monkey in comparison to this guy. This is also heavier, quite considerably. The new one is heavier, definitely. One thing I'd like to address is the iPhone SE. Now, obviously, I've got this on contract, so I haven't paid outright for the phone, but the contract is more expensive for the iPhone 12 than it is for the iPhone SE, obviously. I could have upgraded to the SE, and it would have been a perfect upgrade for me because I'm not a heavy user. That phone will do everything I need, and I've seen that phone in action a lot because Jess, my partner, has one, and she absolutely loves it. It's a great piece of kit, but the body and the overall design and everything about the phone is almost identical to the iPhone 8. And I've been rocking this for nearly 3 years. So the main reason, and it may not be a very kind of substantial reason or anything, but the main reason I wanted to upgrade to something different is just for a change. Sometimes you want to change, you want something a little bit different, and that's why I've gone for the iPhone 12 mini. Now, before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the power adapter, as boring as this is going to be. This is my first ever USB-C power adapter, so this will kind of be a sign of things to come. Absolutely love, by the way, all of these little green markings on the bits that you peel off and stuff. It makes opening this stuff really easy. And again, this is quite a big charger. This is a hefty charger. What's it capable of? 20 watt power adapter. So it's got some serious grunt behind it for a phone charger. But the iPhone 12 mini can't sustain a very, very fast charge from wireless charging, I don't think. I think I read that it can only sustain about 10 watts or something like that, I don't know, but it can't sustain as much as the full-size iPhone 12, so you get a bit of a slower charge. But this is the official power adapter. If you want to buy an official adapter, this is the one that you need to plug the wireless charger into, the charging pad, charging base, whatever it's called, that Apple sell. So as you can see, nice little brick, and with the USB-C connection on it. As I say, for now, I'll just be using my existing phone charger that's already plugged in by the side of my bed. No hassle at all. This is quite a nice mechanism here. All the prongs are sprung, which is really nice. The prong pings out, and then the other two prongs ping out, so that's really nice. UK version. It's actually a very, very clever way to design a charger to take up the least amount of space in the box as possible, actually. So hats off to them for doing that, because the packaging is hugging that charger. So again, environmental side of things, pretty good. So this is my new iPhone, the iPhone 12 mini. This is the phone that I'll be rocking for probably the next 3 years or so. Probably end up doing the same thing, 24-month contract, and then a year or so afterwards of SIM-only contract, just while I wait for the phone to really, really become old and dead. Who knows, maybe it'll last longer. I hope it will, because I think I'll be very happy with this piece of kit. Anyway, thank you very much for watching my unboxing. I've got loads of cool projects planned for the channel, folks, so stick around. I know this has been a short video, but I just wanted to share my new purchase with you guys, because after all, it is a new shiny Apple product. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.